Hey there! You're listening to the Outsourcing Hub podcast, the pod that brings you anything and everything about building great teams in outsourcing. And we promise to share infinite opportunities, news, updates, and trends in the industry. Hosted by the Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Infinit-O, Mike Guinion.
Hi, I'm Mike Guinion, Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Infinit-O, and welcome again to our podcast. We've been in the outsourcing business for about 16 years now. Our clients are small to medium businesses, startups, first-time outsourcers, among many others. We cater to different industries from healthcare, finance and accounting, research and development, customer support, IT, and offer many back office support alternatives. Today, I'm happy again to speak with Flo Lenoir to share that we are starting this month to roll out Infinit-O's vaccination program. It is our duty and delight to keep our team members and their families protected from the COVID-19 virus. For a more thorough insight of this initiative, joining us, as I mentioned, is Florentine Lenoir, Vice President of People and Transformation for Infinit-O. Hi, Flo. Thank you for being here again. And how are you doing today?
Hi, Mike. I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you for asking. And I hope you're doing great too. It's a pleasure to be back here in this podcast.
Yeah, thanks, Flo. I'm doing great, but I'm really happy we're able to share this very important bit of information with our team members and with our important clients. So let's start by talking about that vaccination program and our efforts. Can you walk us through the reasons why the company decided to launch a vaccination campaign and maybe more about the machinations of how that will work?
Sure, absolutely. I think everything really started already end of last year, back in 2020, when we were seeing that around the world, especially in developed markets, everybody was already talking about vaccination. We could see the first vaccines being ready for market consumption. And that really triggered a thought process for us to ask ourselves again how we could avail the vaccine here in the Philippines. While the emulation was very present again in Europe, in the US, the reality is in the Philippines, it was not that predominant. There was not a clear direction as to how anybody, for that matter, in the Philippines could benefit and get access to the vaccines. And given that lack of information, that lack of understanding, we felt that as a business, we had to play a pivotal role in the success of getting vaccines to our team members, making sure that they could be working in a safe environment and be working at their best. So we really wanted to evaluate the vaccination strategy that aimed to prevent and eventually control the spread of the COVID-19 at the level that we could. And that's really for our team members and their families, their household. And so in that spirit, and given that we truly believe that, again, we have a role to play for all our stakeholders, we thought that the right decision was to understand how to acquire the vaccines ourselves and then bring it to our team members in the spirit of what we value in the interest of trust, of transparency, and to contribute to what we could to fighting that virus that has spread and blocked the world for more than 18 months now. So after that, we really started reaching out to the organizations in the industry, institutions, trying to understand how we could avail the vaccine ourselves, engage discussions with vaccine providers, and also try to join forces with other players in the industry. Because again, as one small player being an SMB in an ocean of SMBs, it's really hard to have a voice sometimes, and especially when it comes to vaccine. And any order would require you to place 50,000 doses at once, which again, for us was just a little bit too much. So all those discussions led us to understand how we could join forces with, again, players in the industry, access to the vaccine. And then since then, it's been just discussion on securing the doses, securing the institution that's going to administer the doses. So a lot of the work that is typically in other countries would be taken care of by the government. That's something that we had to kind of lead ourselves. And in that regard, we successfully managed to secure doses, We're excited to be receiving them anytime soon, at least for the first batch, so that we can really kick off that vaccination campaign and again fulfill our core responsibility, which is really building great teams, making sure that we provide them with the right environment, whether it's physical or emotional. I think that's what we thrive for, and so in that regard, we're very, very exciting to be getting our people vaccinated. Again, in the spirit of trust, transparency, and then keep each other safe physically and mentally.
That's great, Flo. What I love to hear is the continuation of an expression of our cultural values that we hold dear as a company, which includes, of course, taking care of our employees, our team members, and of course our clients. But this is a special way that we're helping to take care of our team members by actually acquiring the vaccine proactively rather than waiting for other types of assistance or interventions. So to be ahead of the curve. So I think it's a really great step we've taken. Can you tell us, so who's eligible to get the vaccine, and how can our team members take advantage of it?
That's a good question, because again, when we engaged those discussions with the vaccine providers, that was already 6 months ago. And the reality is you have to wait 6 to 9 months to be getting any dose or enough doses for our employees. So we wanted all our team members to be vaccinated. We wanted to make sure that we had enough doses to cover not only the existing employees we have, but also given the growth phase that we're on, making sure that also we would be having enough doses for the new joiners in 2021. So again, we decided that for all our team members, and that was as early as February, we will be ordering the Moderna vaccine so that they can be vaccinated. But then we thought also that as an organization that is requiring team members currently to mostly work from home, we also have a responsibility towards the household. And we thought that it would be a necessity for us to be able to bring vaccines not just to the team members, but also to their families, to their dependents, to the households. And we then place a second order for additional doses of vaccines so that the families of our team members could also benefit from that initiative that we were leading for IO in general.
Excellent, Flo. I know this is a little bit of detail, but where exactly are the vaccination locations, and how many days are we rolling out this overall campaign effort? Not addresses, but are we talking about going to people's homes or just in the vicinity of where they live, or is it people need to come to the office in general?
Absolutely. So, well, let me first say that, again, we're bringing the vaccines to the best of our ability to the team members, to their dependents, with no obligation on their end. This is something, we believe in education. We believe in teaching them the understanding and the importance of getting vaccinated. So we really wanted to capture also that in the campaign. And we ran a survey, and we were very, very satisfied to see that more than 85% of the employees and team members would actually be willing to get the vaccines. So that was the first great news that we got. And based on that, we also knew that we had to make a step further in bringing them the vaccines and not just leaving them to their own device in getting the vaccines administered anywhere in the Philippines. And also, given the logistic restriction that there are with the vaccines, we had to really think of the right balance here of allowing the team members to access the vaccine regardless of their location in the Philippines, and at the same time make sure that we can monitor the doses, not waste any doses. So currently what we are doing is we are organizing the delivery and the administration of the vaccines together with a particular partner that would allow us to administer the vaccine in Metro Manila, where most of our team members are, but also in Legazpi. So we've coordinated with local institutions, government, to just make sure that the private sector helping, there will be the public sector helping also. So we will have the right environment that will follow, safety protocols as set by the government, as set by the vaccines as well, requirements, and we'll be able to ensure social distancing, make sure that there's doctors and nurses available, so that we can lead that effort again in an environment that's completely safe for our team members.
Excellent. Lastly, do you have any words for our clients and perhaps our team members?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, first of all, we've been extremely grateful for the clients throughout that pandemic that really also cared for our employees, cared for their people, for the team members, and that's also why it was important for us to be able to bring that safe environment back to our team members. So being able to ensure that we can provide business continuity for them, make sure that we can provide them with the best support despite the pandemic, make sure that there's again minimum disruption to the activities. We felt that again the vaccination initiative was really a way that we can ensure great and high performing teams and make sure that we can keep building them regardless of how we do it, because we know we move from on-site to off-site, remote, and that is just a new reality we have to deal with. But we're extremely excited to be able to bring that to our clients, make sure that they get the best service possible from our end. And I believe that so far, given the results we got from the recent NPS surveys that we regularly do with our clients, it seems that they've been appreciative of this. And I think that's also why we want to keep providing that level of service.
Excellent. So keep providing that great service while ensuring the safety and protection of all team members and hopefully their families as well. I suppose the same message really goes for our team members as this podcast will be shared internally as well. Any last comments for our team members?
Absolutely. Similarly to what we told them when we rolled out the vaccination campaign, our team members are the pride of the company. We believe in malasakit, which means togetherness, care for each other. And so we want to uphold to that standard so that each and every one of our team members can be reassured that we'll keep providing them with the support that they need so that they can work at their best and make sure that they can keep creating endless opportunities for our clients.
Well said, Flo. Thank you again so much for walking us through Infinit-O's vaccination campaign, currently ongoing. It's always a pleasure speaking with you. And to all of our listeners out there, thank you very much for listening to this episode. We hope it's been insightful and indicative of not just this vaccination campaign, but also indicative of our culture and commitment. If any of you have any questions you'd like to ask or learn more about outsourcing or the vaccination campaign or Infinit-O's culture, please go to our website at Infinit-O.com or send us an email at the usual places, info@Infinit-O.com. Tune in to our other episodes as we discuss a different industry, pain points, and hopefully add other great guests to grace our podcast. Thank you again, and until next time.
And that has been the Outsourcing Hub podcast, building great teams with Mike Guinion. Thank you for tuning in. And always remember, start small, exceed expectations, think infinitely, think Infinit-O. To learn more about us, make sure to visit our website at www.infinit-o.com or email us at info@infinit-o.com. Until next time.